So I decided to get my new 3D flower molds from Heartfelt Creations out and experiment with them, play with them a little bit. And I want to show you guys what I ended up with and how they work. First I'm going to show you some of the flowers I made. These 3 or 4 I made using the Basics flower shaping mold. And it's kind of hard to tell when you're looking at it from the front, but as you can see on the back, the lines and stuff in the different petals, it gives your flowers texture. And this is really helpful, especially for some people who don't enjoy using the stylish tools for shaping their flowers. And it's a lot less time consuming too. So like I said, what I've done is I just experimented with them and played with them a little bit, turning the petals face up and face down. And these stamens you see come from Heartfelt Creations as well. They started selling these here back a while, and these are in my shop. And these work really well too, and I'm sure there's many different ways to attach these to your flowers. But I'll show you how I did mine and the process of getting these shaped and put together like this. Those are the ones I used the classic mold for. And then on the rose mold, I made these. And the difference is, on this one, I placed my petals face down with the color facing down in the mold. And on this one, I did it the other way around. I wanted to see what the difference was. And as you can see, it makes 2 totally different looking roses. The petals are bent different and everything. And then on this one, I put my bigger petals face down and my smaller petals face up, just to give it even more of a texture change. So like I said, I'm going to show you all the different parts that I use, and I'm going to show you how to do this yourself. They have the poinsettia shaping mold, which is this one, which I didn't make any samples out of this one, but I wanted to show it to you anyway. And they also sell the matching, or I sell the matching poinsettia and holly clusters stamp and die that you can use to cut the pieces out for. And then these, I already had some petals cut out, so I just used some Ariana blooms that I had stamped out and used the die cut. I think you could probably use this particular shaping mold with almost any of the flowers that they have the dies for, but for this video I've only done the Ariana blooms, and I really like the way it gives them the texture on the edges. And as you can see, you've got several different sizes inside this mold. So like for this one, you may have to do it a couple of times because there's only one big one, you know, and 2 medium ones. But you just place your petals face down on the different ones. And I'll have to do this one twice because I don't have another one I can put those in. And then after you do that, you want to carefully put your lid down so that you don't move them around like that. Sometimes you can just kind of push them down in there to make sure they don't move as much when you put your lid on. Okay, so you're just going to put the lid down on it like this. Oops, I've got my lid upside down. Just like that. And then you're going to need a die cut machine. And mine is the Big Kick, but it should work in any die cut machine. And I found that I needed to put one of these pieces on the bottom and another one on the top to make sure that I get the right amount of pressure when I put it through the machine. Alright, and just roll it through the machine, just like that. Alright. And when you take it back off, your petals have this nice texture and shape to them. So I'm going to do this one more time to get my other big petal. I'm just going to do that off screen. And so now I have all of my petals for this one shaped with a little bit of texture. And now I'm going to go ahead and do this one as well. And you'll notice you'll get a totally different texture, you know, using one that's a little smaller and one that's a little bigger. You just have to kind of play with it and see what you like. Right, once again, I'm going to put it like this and put it through my machine. And now I have these done. And you can see how much quicker that is than trying to give texture to each individual flower petal one at a time. And then what I did is I got out my foam mat, and I'm using a stylus pen that comes out of the flower shaping kit that I got from Heartfelt Creations as well, and these ends come out. They're held in with a magnet. So I'll just take my petals and I just kind of push in on the center a little bit just to make them stick up just a little more. Just like that. And then you can use quick dry adhesive or hot glue. I use hot glue to put the stamens in. Okay, I'm just going to put a little dot of glue right here. And I'm going to set this petal on here with the petals opposite of the bottom petals. Just like that. Then I'm going to take the next big one and do the same thing. And I'm just going to keep doing this until I get all my layers on my flower. Because I got some of these stamens, and I've got 4 pieces of them. And I'm just going to fold them in half, just like that. And I'm going to trim off the bottoms of the stems. And I use hot glue for this part because it's going to dry quicker, so I won't have to sit here and hold these stamens. And I'm just going to stick these in the middle, just like that. And I use my little stylus pen to push the little pieces up in there, up into the glue. This is kind of hard sometimes to get them all to go in there the way you want them to. Oh, dropped some of them. Just pick them up and put them back in that little pile of glue. And cutting them like I did, I get different lengths, which is going to help too, because I don't want them all the same length. If you notice on this one, I used micro beads in the center. There's so many different ways to finish off a flower. Okay, so there's that one. And I'm just going to do the same thing with this one. I'll push this in a little bit. And like I said, you can still take your stylus tool and shape these petals even more, just to give them a little more of a shape if you wanted to. Because now they have those ridges on the petals. Okay. my video shut off on me, but I want to show you what I did to make putting these in easier. After I folded them and snipped the end off, I put some hot glue on the end of the stems to make it easier. And then I put hot glue there and stuck them down. And that made it stick up a little easier on this one than it did on this one. So, alright, so now I'm going to show you how I made this rose. Okay. And I used the petals that I cut using the Classic Rose Stamp and Die set from Heartfelt. And then I used the 3D rose shaping mold. And these petals I have found fit perfectly in this particular mold. And what I did is the bigger petals, I put all those face down. Like I said, you can turn them to where they fit perfectly in here. And I've got 2 of each of these size of petals. Alright. And then one of these I turned face down. And then the rest of them I turned face up. Just to give my flower a little bit of a different feel to it. Alright. And once again, I'm just going to put my little lid on. And that is going to give me these gorgeous petals to use. Alright. So I'm just going to take them all out. And you can go back with your dauber, and because you can see where sometimes it will crease the paper a little bit and white shows. If that bothers you, you can go back and change it. Daub over it a little bit. So now I'm going to do the same thing again and just kind of give my flowers a little bit more shape. Just like that. I love how easy Heartfelt Creations has made it for us to create these beautiful flowers. I have listed all of the colors of inks that I used in making all of these flowers down below the video, as well as links to my shop where you could purchase them. If there's ever anything you're looking for from Heartfelt Creations and you can't find it in my shop, just shoot me a message, because I can always get it, and I get it really, really quick too. So that's the one that's face up. As you can see on these last 3, the petals are creased up instead of down like these. Alright, now I'm just going to go through the same process of gluing my petals down, alternating the petals. And with the rose, I have found once I get to the last 2 or 3, I put those together separately and then add them to the rose. Because with all these petals, it does get a little bit crowded. And you wouldn't even have to use them all. I mean, you can always use any combination of petals. Alright, now I'm going to switch out my end, since it's getting crowded in that flower. And we'll put these 3 together separately. And that's all there is to it. So it's a very simple technique using their new molds that they have. So you could combine these with all different kinds of flower petals and make so many different flowers for your projects. Also, if there's ever anything you want me to do a video and demonstrate how to use a product that's in my shop, just shoot me a message and let me have your ideas, because I'd love to show you more videos and I'd like to know what it is you want to see. But until next time, since it's Christmas right around the corner, I hope you have a very happy holidays and a new year, and have lots and lots of fun playing with your new flowers and your new toys. Bye!